ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bowls Breakdown Podcast with Mike and Matthew, and this is episode number 21. And today we've got the Welsh Under-25s Ladies Champion and back-to-back Welsh Outdoor Champion, Jasmine Staton. How are you, Jazz?
I'm all good.
Thanks for coming on.
It's alright.
So, been to work today? Come straight from work, thank you very much. Yeah, and you work, and we did mention him earlier on, that idiot, Nicky Jones, does work in another office with you.
Yeah.
And as we're starting, we did mention earlier on that still the most watched episode is Nicky Jones. So, Jazz has asked everybody pass a message around, look, and make sure she's watched more on YouTube than Nicky Jones, because she is far more attractive and far nicer person, without doubt.
100%.
I don't know, Nicky is quite an attractive boy. Be fair to him.
But do you like ice cream as much as he does?
No one likes ice cream as
No,
much as
I
him.
was going to say, I don't think anyone in the world likes ice cream as much as him.
On a random Tuesday we does ice cream reviews, so I don't think anyone's going that far.
I think he only goes to the Gold Cup, not for the bowl, just to have
Just the ice
just
cream.
the ice cream in it. Anyway, this podcast is not about Nicky Jones. This podcast is about you, yeah. And as I said, thanks for coming on, Jazz. And we start where we always start. Where did bowl start for you? Right back to age and where?
Right, so I think I started around 6 years old. Started off indoors. My nan used to take me down for Talbot Indoor every Sunday morning for coaching. And then just never left, to be honest. I didn't start outdoor till I was about 11 because my nan wanted to make sure I was mature enough.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah, I started in Annis then when I was 11 and just started from there, really.
So it's your nan we're going to blame then?
Yes.
Now, obviously, I don't know. Nan's still about?
Yeah, she's still playing.
Is she?
She is.
Yeah. In Port Talbot?
Yeah, she plays for Annis and she plays for Tata Steel Men as well.
Okay, brilliant. I didn't know that. I'll have
It's a great story. We played down in Annis a few weeks back, a month back now. And his Jazz's picture from when you were probably 14, 15, just right on the top, the front wall.
Yeah.
Right in the plain view on the wall there from in Annis.
Yeah, that'd be my first cap outdoors.
Yeah.
Okay, so it all started there at 6.
Yes.
What can you remember about that? Them early days in Port Talbot?
Oh God, not much.
If
Feels
not
like
much,
a
no.
lifetime ago now.
Because I think a lot of people started from this area started indoors in Port Talbot.
Yeah.
And was Madeline coaching then? Was it?
So Marilyn was coaching along with Judith as well,
Okay.
Roy Morgan's wife. So they used to run coaching every Sunday morning, 10 till 12, I think it was.
Right. She's coached loads there, haven't they?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
people have gone on and gone on to represent, Wales. So must be
Yeah, she's a brilliant.
Well, Marilyn's probably 90% of people in Port Talbot.
And you said Judith. I don't know Judith, so apologies to Judith. I don't know her, but they used to work together.
Yeah. So they used to coach all the juniors on a Sunday morning.
Okay, so 6 played indoors. When can you remember your first match you played?
Oh God, no, I couldn't
No.
tell you.
You're not that bloody old, man. It's not that long ago, is it?
Well, it was. Well, I'm 24 now,
Right, you've given up your age now.
so it wasn't a long time ago.
No.
No, I remember playing the internal comps in Talbot club comps, things like I always used to enter pairs with Marilyn
Right. Okay.
and stuff like that.
Was you the youngest?
Yes.
Yeah. So she looked after you.
She did.
Yeah. And then, obviously, you played indoors. You went out to Annis. When did sort of county level bowls come along for you then?
So I think I would have been around 13 playing my first county game
Right.
for West Glamorgan. I think my mother sent me a photo earlier actually with the president at the time. It was Avril Griffiths
Really?
and she was county president. Yeah, a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. So you were 13 playing for county,
Yeah.
and then how long ago after that was it before sort of the Welsh stuff started for you?
So I had my first under 25s cap indoor and outdoor in 2015. So I would have been 14,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, if my maths are right, that's right.
I wouldn't trust us with maths.
No, no.
So we were all off.
No, I had to take my socks off as well to count on my maths. No, 10 years ago, and you're 24, would be 14, yeah. So 14 playing for Wales under 25s. Now then, because we're quite new in the bowl, so was the under 18s in by then, or hadn't it started the under 18s bit?
Yeah, it had started. I just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you were good enough. You've got to think, it's the, if I'm right, the under 18s was a mixture of boys and girls, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they only had to have a minimum of, was it either two girls or two boys to pick up a team? So
yeah, so back then, obviously used to trial for under 18s from a young age. I never managed to get in indoors. But, you know, sometimes they would only pick two girls to go. Because you only needed a minimum of two girls to make up the team.
Yeah.
So sadly didn't make that one.
Okay. At all?
Not indoor. I played one under 18s outdoor.
Okay.
I can't remember what year that was. But that was when Alice Button was in it.
Right.
So that was a long time ago.
Yeah. So, you know, Talbot, when you talk about under 25s, for me, there's another young person who's probably about the same age as you, Reece Colwell.
Yeah.
You must have obviously grown up in Talbot indoor bowling with Reece quite a lot.
Yeah. So we used to enter the under 18s comps together. Me, Reece and Billy as well.
Right.
Remember we won the under 18 triples one year. I can't remember what year it was. Might have been, it would have been 2019, I think.
Okay.
Because I remember I was actually 18 playing it.
All right. Okay. So
beat it out on the technicality.
Yeah. How old was Billy then? He must have been like 3, was he?
Oh, he was tiny. I'll show you the photos later. It's hilarious.
I've seen all Jamie. Well, we got on with Jamie really well, and Jamie showed us the pictures of it, the video of him when he first had a roll up in Batalba when he was like 3-4 years old.
Crazy.
And he's like, you see that, and he still bowls the same way. He still bowls the same way as he did when he started. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So. You've stuck at the bowls for what's it now? You've been 13 to 24, 11 years. Have you ever at them times where you think, oh, I've had enough of bowls, or?
Oh yeah, I think we all get those times. I mean, I did take 2 or 3 years out, I think it was. So I didn't play international for 2 years, and I just had a bit of a break. So I think it was 1 year where I didn't play bowls at all. And then the next year I came back and I just played club stuff and sort of learned to enjoy it again rather than doing too much, and it wasn't enjoyable for me anymore. But
okay, well, as a young person, I'm going to concentrate on the younger side of people coming into bowls with you and talk about your views on that. But you come into the game at 6, you said.
Yeah.
And we've got youngsters. We've got a 5-year-old, we've got a 6-year-old, we've got
a few,
a couple of 9-year-olds, and we're going to come on to the you did a masterclass for us with Amy not long ago, and actually some of them younger ones weren't at that, but they're going to join now and they're going to start bowling indoors.
Oh, great!
So
a few this year for
what at 6, and I suppose you can't remember going back all that time now and thing. What advice would you say to us to say with how do we manage them youngsters so that they don't think this is too much, but also to try to push them, because certainly for girls there's a lot of opportunities for young girls if they can get into bowls, and they can become quite good at bowls, aren't they?
Yeah.
So any advice for them young girls?
It is hard. It's a fine line sort of at that age between making it fun, but also, you know, getting them into a certain level, and it is a fine line. But I think bottom line, you need to enjoy it. I still stick to that to this day.
Yeah. If
I'm not enjoying it, I just won't do it, because.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. I do as well. I'm going to embarrass myself because I first met you back when I first started back probably 4 years ago. And you come down to bowling at triples on a midweek night because you won the raffle. Your mother went away with a bottle of wine, if I remember rightly.
Outdoors, yeah.
And I led against this young girl who's, she wasn't bad, to be fair. You just showed me how to play bowls, didn't you? And then bless her, me and Mrs. Reese, we joined indoor the year after, and we went to Talbot, and we ended up playing you and Alan Gibbs. I think we turned the board off in the end, didn't we? But that's when we first met.
I was just shaking my head. I didn't know any of this because I started way after you.
I know. Can I carry on?
You carry on.
Okay. I'm going to make a little observation.
Oh, okay.
Because I think the last 18 months, and I don't know if it's the move, you've obviously moved from Talbot, you've gone up to Merthyr.
Yeah.
You're playing a little bit up in, obviously indoors in Merthyr, I'm playing bowls in Merthyr West End.
Yeah.
But you've seemed to have come back in the last 18 months, really, or the last 2 years, wanting to be better.
Yeah.
That might be just me. Was it? You know, we talked about the Welsh, and I mentioned very quickly you're back-to-back Welsh under-25s outdoor champion.
Yeah.
Do you? Am I right in my observations, or am I?
Yeah, you are right. As I said, I've always sort of just played bowls for fun. It's always just been a hobby of mine. Obviously, it's nice to win stuff and be good at it. But I'd say the last 2 years, I've been putting a lot more time and effort into trying to achieve certain things. So I have been putting a bit more effort in it, and it is showing, I think.
Yeah, I've certainly, and I'm very much not an expert in bowls, but it's just an observation. I've seen a drive in you that I haven't seen from them for the 4 years I've probably known you.
Yeah.
This last 2 years, there's been a change in you.
Mm.
You still have fun, and every time we've seen you down in Cletty and internationals and what have you in the under-25s championships, you're still having fun.
Yeah.
But it just looks like you want to achieve certain things.
Yeah, I'm a lot more focused on the goals that I've got, and rather than it just being fun, I am taking it a bit more serious than I was.
Right. You're going to know Nicky Jones is going to hear all this now, and he's going to be asking you. So what are their aims? What are their aims for you? Or you don't have to answer that, right? You don't have to answer any questions. If you want to keep that to yourself, that's fine.
No, I suppose, I'd love to win the women's singles, indoor and outdoor, the full one. Obviously the World Champion of Champions has just finished now, outdoors,
Yeah.
and I'd love an opportunity to go to that, so that would be great, because I love playing singles, and I do back myself in singles, so I'd love to go there, with obviously the Commonwealth coming up as well, obviously, maybe not this one, but eventually that's the goal.
Well, at 24, you've got a few Commonwealth in you, haven't you?
Oh yeah,
you've got
plenty of time, yeah.
Plenty of time, yeah. But that's my observation. So let's go back then. Matthew did all the prep for this. Have you got that?
I do it, Rudy.
Well,
I do.
What?
No, while you wait, I just want to say, obviously, my fault. I probably that one again. Yeah, my fault. Obviously, being a youngster in a sport, and I don't know whether it's just being young in a sport or anything, but you see it a lot of times, you kind of have this idea that things are going to, when you had a bit of success and you start having a bit of fun, and you're as good as anyone else realistically, kind of start having this idea that I can win more. Is that kind of what happened with you then? The last couple of years, you're like, yeah, I'm pretty good at this. I'm going to drive myself to achieve that next step, and then you get that next step, and it's like, well, there's another step I can go, and then you get that step, and you just keep going.
Because, I've always sort of tried to be confident, but I've never backed myself that big. But, I won the under-25s outdoor, and I was like, oh, that's a bit of a fluke. But then won it again, and the same with indoor. I, won the Champion of Champions for the last 2 years, and the first time I was like, oh God, that was a fluke. I played Amy in the final, and in my opinion, she's probably the best indoor women's player in Wales, in my opinion. But then did it the next year, I was like, oh, maybe it's not a fluke, maybe I'm just a bit better than I think.
Oh, you are. You are better than you think you are.
I'd say, any top player, they're always more humble than most people. But in terms of, like, obviously, playing Amy and obviously you play with her outdoors now.
Yeah.
You kind of understand other people's style of play a lot more as well. So was it kind of, once you started played against her indoors, she plays probably very similar outdoors as she does indoors, I'm sure. She can play it all. Does it get easier the more you play people? Like, knowing how they play and what you've kind of got to do to kind of combat that, or you just kind of stick to your game? And
I suppose when you're up against certain people, it's handy to know what sort of style they play. To be honest, I try not to think about it too much.
No.
I'd rather just turn up on the day, play my game. But it is nice sometimes to have a certain idea in your head. Like, oh, they usually play this, so I need to be on the lookout for this and maybe play this shot. So it is a bit of an advantage if you play with or against someone quite regular.
Yeah. So, the first World Championship, the outdoor champion, where was that 2 years ago?
What do you mean?
Obviously, that was in Llandod, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And who did you play in that one?
Oh, in the final?
Yeah.
I played Lauren Gowan in the final.
Okay. And Lauren is probably, I think, if I'm right, she's currently ranked 16th in the world.
Yeah, something like that.
Have you got any world rankings? Have you had a little look?
No, I don't think so.
Haven't you had a little look?
No, not recently.
No.
I only think
it's certain competitions, so is it?
This year you got ranking points from Welsh.
I don't know.
I think it was this year, or they're coming in next year.
Yeah, it was this year, because the year before
They didn't have
they
any.
didn't put in time or something.
I quite like the idea that you have world ranking points in it. It's nice to be able to
nice.
go on a website and look and
Yeah.
think, well, I'm number whatever it is, even if it's 1,026.
I don't think they
in
go
the
that
world.
far back though.
No.
I think they only go
Well, I
up to like a
remember
certain number.
when they first come out, it was literally just everyone. So I remember when they first came out, I had a look. I think I was like 960 something, but then they capped it to 500. Then I think.
So there's like the 500. You must got to be in that top 500.
Oh, I don't think so.
No?
I don't know.
It depends, because it all depends on how many ranking point competitions you play in.
Yeah.
Right, like not everything is, you could win something and it has nothing to do with the ranking points.
Yeah, I know.
So it's really hard to. It's actually interesting. It's really hard to get ranking points unless your country is picking you to play in these events.
Yeah.
Realistically,
Yeah, I suppose.
like Ross is number 4 because he's the last
5 now.
number 5. The last year he's played in almost every external competition for a country.
But beating Lauren, because Lauren obviously is she's a class player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, class player,
Yeah.
a world class player. To be able to beat Lauren in that first final must have been you must have been chuffed with that.
Oh, I was. Yeah, I didn't expect it at all. I think I was well down in the game as well. The game was gone, like, but
Well, it wasn't quite gone.
well, obviously not. But in my head, it was gone. But I kept going and managed to get it on the last end. Then with my last bowl.
Sometimes that helps. So like you feel like, oh, it's kind of, I could just relax now and just kind of play bowls. It doesn't matter anymore, and it kind of just all of a sudden you're thinking, oh well, shit, I'm back in it now.
And then you've got to go all over again the next year. In between that, the 2 outdoor ones, you had the indoor one, didn't you?
No, I haven't won it indoors. I've lost in the final the last 2 years.
Ah, that's it. Yeah, in Connectley won it in. Was it in Connectley?
Yeah, like
Yes, I thought you'd won.
Yeah, we were there.
I know. That's how good
We
my
were
memory
there.
is. So good my memory is.
yeah, because you spoke to me before I played the final.
Did I buy you a pint? Did I buy you a pint in one of them?
Did you?
Yeah, I bought you a pint. You wanted a drink, and I bought you a pint of cider or something. Or was that in the international?
Oh, you might have.
Yeah. For the purpose of any Welsh selectors, it was an energy drink.
Yes.
For that purpose only.
Oh, it was actually. It was a Monster.
What's a Monster? And I didn't tell Anwin about you and Amy doing the donuts.
Oh, I never did.
You did.
No, I didn't.
On Facebook?
Yeah, I seen it on Facebook.
But I did tell her that they hadn't had them, but I told her just pretend that they had, so that's why she was giving you the finger. Okay.
So in terms of, obviously,
I am finished the second one, I'm moving on to the second one.
Okay.
So, the second one, up in Llandod. Who do you play in the second final?
I played Rihanna Thompson.
Come on a lot, Rihanna, isn't she?
She has.
Yeah.
She's had a good year this year.
Very
Yeah.
good. You know, she's come on so much the last year, 2 years. Her game has drastically improved. Really good.
Yeah.
Very consistent.
Yeah. So obviously knew Rihanna from playing in Talbot quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, county and stuff.
Yeah. So pretty relaxed over that one. How did that game go?
It was a good game, you know. It was very close again. You know, it wasn't easy for either of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very close game. You know, me and Rihanna are good friends, so it was quite relaxed. But obviously, we were both there to win. But no, it was a really good game.
Okay.
And obviously the iconic moment after the win. And you know I'm going to ask you about it because it obviously put on Welsh balls and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously the picture of you and your mother behind after going back to back.
Yeah.
How was that? Obviously that for you having your mother there and getting probably usually there for a few, but just sharing that experience with her and then going back to back, that emotion coming out at the end. What was that like for you then?
Yeah, it was great to have my mother there, to be fair. She used to come with me everywhere when I was, playing bowls here, there, everywhere. But as I'm getting older, I sort of go on my own now.
You went further we're from Talbot, that's the problem.
But yes, but it was so nice to have her there for the weekend. But yeah, really chuffed with that.
And that's a nice photo, kind of to commemorate the goal
yeah,
as well.
It's a great photo.
I missed it. I didn't see the photo.
I haven't seen the photo.
No.
We'll have to show you.
Was it you, Mum, giving you a hug or something like that, is it?
No, she was sitting on the bench, sort of like cheering, and I'm like...
Tucked in, like, on the floor.
Yeah, because the last bowl, I was holding, and Rihanna had last bowl, and she was so close to it, but she was just wide, I think. She was so close to drawing it, and as I said, the game was really close. And I think I had, a couple of ends where I could have, got the match point, but yeah, so it was very tense watching that last bowl come down.
I bet, yeah. It's like that in every game, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say every game.
Well, probably when you're at that level.
Yeah, at that level.
Yeah, not at our level, but at that level, yes. I suppose I'm going to go back to that move back up. You've sort of migrated a little bit north to Merthyr.
Yeah.
Playing up there a little bit with obviously Amy's up there, Estie's up there.
Yeah.
Emily's sister and Anna's up there. And is any others I missed out up there? There's a couple of younger girls as well in there.
There's a few youngsters, but that's
the main few in it, especially that age round. You alright?
Yeah, excuse me. So, enjoying it?
Oh yeah, I've loved it at West End. I was so nervous joining West End because I only knew a handful of people, like those 4 girls really. I didn't really know anyone else. And I remember I was going up there for practice and I was like texting, I was like, oh, where do I go? And I was like shaking. So I'm quite a nervous person. But then, after that, everyone up there is so great.
Yeah.
I feel like you're walking through someone's garden to go through the gate.
I know.
And a lot of characters up there as well,
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
there?
Nice.
lot of characters, lots of that I don't even know, to be fair. I keep in touch with staff.
Yeah.
Staff's there, and I know that Paul's doing his Monday club on a Monday with the youngsters, and they're doing some great stuff up there with the youngsters. And in fact, we talked about Merthyr West End when Nikki came on the very, very first podcast we did way back in January.
Well, they breed in Welsh internationals at
They're,
the moment.
for fun at the moment, aren't they? But
especially indoor.
It's I think what they've done is they've become the Wildcats. Yeah, they've given themselves a sort of a label, and they're just building on that, haven't they? They're building the team around that and everything else around that, and a lot's going on in the club, lots of redevelopment and lots of improvements in the club. The tournament goes on, and Bomber's doing all his live streaming stuff, and that promotes everything from Merthyr. I want to talk about the very first game you played in the EPG.
Oh, okay.
Because you and Amy, and and Emily and Esty, was it? No, there was another lady played.
So it was me, Amy, Emily, Anna, and Marilyn.
Yeah, you were all dropped, weren't you?
We were.
You were dropped. You were in the Wildcats A team.
Yeah.
And you went along and you wore the wrong coloured shorts, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that was a palaver on Facebook.
But you've stayed there for a while and you've been quite successful, and I take it you're now playing in the PG1. In the PG1.
About time.
And how do you think that has, or has it helped your game at all, playing in the PG1?
I mean, yeah, of course it is. Like, it's completely different level. You know, with the women don't have any leagues like that. We have our midweek leagues in the evening and an afternoon league, but which is, you know, it's good, but it's nowhere near the standard as it is on a Saturday. I mean, you're playing some of the best bowlers in Wales, and
Well, you are in Division 1, yeah.
Oh. I suppose, yeah.
But no, and that was where I was trying to get to. I think was we had Amy on she's been on the podcast and we talked about it. I think it's a wonderful move by the EPG, asking and allowing ladies to play in the league. I think it's going to, over time, only improve our Welsh ladies team, because I think a lot of the ladies who play then in that league are going to be playing and no disrespect to any other women's leagues, they're going to be playing at a different level, aren't they?
Oh, 100%. Like I said, the women haven't really got any leagues equivalent to that, really. And then, you know, for some women's clubs and, you know, women involved with the Welsh, they haven't really got that sort of like practice. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got the midweeks, but it's good to have some really competitive games and hard games.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you just look at those teams in Division 1 and you probably pick any of them to even win the Crothers. You know, they're that good. I've always said you've got Division 1 and 2 are probably your... Division 1 is like up there, but Division 2 is probably not that far behind, and then you've got that little bit of drop. Then Division 3 is probably your middle ground, and then there's, I think, a big drop then to Division 4 in terms of club talent wise. The depth you get, you know, you look at Penlan, their first and second team are in Division 1 and 2. Like, the depth that they have, they can miss 6 people and still go up against any team in the EPG and win. But
certainly I think for ladies in the game, playing in the EPG, if you're lucky enough to live this way, I suppose if you live down in Tenby or in Cardigan way, then, you know, so it's a long way, then you're playing in a different league. Are you playing to that level or week in, week out?
Well, we could be travelling to Tenby before long.
Well, there's rumours, but...
There's rumours, Tenby is joining, or asked to join. Yeah. That'll be an interesting one. Because they're good too. Like, if they end up coming into...
Well, there's a lot of good teams in there. There's lots of good teams down, you know, even in Ceredigion, there's lots of good teams up there. Pristine, I'm thinking of, you know, there's lots of good teams there. Down in Llanelli, there's lots of good teams down there. Graig, Merthyr, Lacha, you know, there's loads. Okay, so should we do some driving questions in the middle this time rather than leaving it right till the end?
Do you want them? Go on then.
We couldn't we?
Yeah, why not? Because we have done it at the end like the last 3.
I know, we could.
It's just been random. Just go talking too much at this, man. You're used to talking on this bloody podcast.
Are you going to do it?
I'll do it. So,
because I can close mine down and you can't see the questions then.
Oh God, okay.
Well, driving questions. Our quick way of kind of breaking up the conversation, just kind of having a bit of fun. 5 questions, quick fire. Obviously, you've probably seen a few episodes. Most people don't do quick fire. Quick as you can, if anything. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Question 1. What is the best concert or festival you've been to?
Download.
Okay. Question number 2. What brand of bowls do you use?
Henslight.
Question 3. Your go-to song while driving?
Oh God, that's so hard. At the moment, probably Break Stuff, Limp Bizkit.
Okay. Question 4. Who's been your favourite teammate you've played with so far?
Oh, I can't answer that.
Yeah,
Come on. My favourite teammate.
I don't say Nicky.
Oh.
Don't need a big red and he's already gone.
What, like this year?
Any at all. Could be any
At all?
reason. Yeah.
Probably Jodie McCarthy.
It's good. I played with Jodie. She's very good.
She's good.
She's good player. And last question: do you prefer playing your backhand or your forehand?
Either. Not bothered.
Not bothered. Both. Wasn't an option, but we'll give it to you.
Here we are.
That might be the quickest one we've
That was the
answered.
quickest driving questions
Oh,
we've
was
had,
it?
yeah.
That might be the
Now I
quickest
can
one.
ask you, why that festival? I made that question
Download.
because I know you like, because you're always putting bloody pictures on Facebook from festivals and
Yeah.
What's download anyway? What's that mean?
God, you've shown your age now.
So it's like a rock metal festival.
Where?
Donington Park.
Ah. Okay.
Great.
Yeah, you go to a lot though, don't you?
I go to a lot of concerts, not a lot of festivals. I mean, Download's my first festival. I went there on my own camp for 5 days. And then went to Reading Festival a couple of months ago just for the day, which was good.
Camp
Limp
for 5
Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit.
Okay. I'm not going to
Rock band.
Yeah, okay.
Very good.
I'm not going to go there. Yeah, nothing won't compare to the Drifters, but there we go. You laughing?
Oh, I'm not saying nothing.
You don't know the Drifters, are you? Do you?
No,
If you listen to a song, you would know.
You would.
probably.
No one knows at our age who the Drifters are, apart from me, because I have you as a father.
You know.
You show me all of
Or Dean Martin or something like that, or Dr. Hook.
Dr. Hook. Now that I can agree with. Dr. Hook is worth a listen.
Dr.
Oh,
Hook
you've
is
lost
worth
me
listening.
now.
Dr. Hook is, how do you explain? It's almost like a country rock band.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like they're really good. They're like old school, like what 70s. They got some really good songs.
I like the sort of the weird ones, not the sort of the thing.
Dr. Hook is like, yeah, your kind of your calmer rock, a little bit of country. It sounds a bit country than it is.
Yeah.
It's not quite country, but it's pretty cool. They got some good songs.
Yeah.
I would admit that. That's a good pull for you.
Okay, right. As we touched on earlier on, you come along to. I messaged you. You obviously we did some stuff with a junior section we got in Bridgend, playing against the Welsh para team. And thank you for the kind comments you put on, and you put on there the worst thing you could do. Anytime I can do anything to help, and straight away within 2 weeks, Jazz, can you come down and do a masterclass? It was going to start off with just the girls, but I knew then there was a few other girls the youngsters couldn't make it, so we made it just a masterclass for our juniors.
Yeah.
And Amy came along with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we had Megan and Deb from our club who helped out. What were your thoughts on that? What do you think? Is it somewhere that we should be doing sort of master classes for youngsters? Not necessarily, if we've got a club that's got enough youngsters, yes.
Yeah.
But sort of a region. So if you've got a regional area who's got youngsters and you've got 10, 12 clubs, whatever in that area, bringing them youngsters together and doing some master classes. I know the academy, the Welsh Academy do stuff.
Yeah.
But is this something? And I talked to Anwyn about it, and she was really pleased that you and Amy were giving your time back in for youngsters, because when you were young, there were people who give up their time for you to develop. Is this something that we can try to develop in some way? Do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and it's only going to bring the youngsters on. Do you know, they are the future of bowls, really, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
And I suppose it's nice for them to sort of get some coaching and tips off, other people other than the ones from their club as well.
You mean better bowlers?
I was
No,
going to say
no.
real
Oh, not
coaching.
real. Yeah, no. I totally agree. No, I totally
I
agree.
didn't mean it like
I
that.
know you did, but I do as well.
First thing, you didn't know that, but the first thing I did when you came in and you were kind of getting ready and stuff, I pulled all the kids aside and I said, listen, you guys, these two are some of the best bowlers you're ever going to see. Pay attention, listen, but also showcase what you got,
Yeah.
right? Because it's not only...
And they did, and that was for me, having you and Amy there. It switched their head on. You could see that they were trying
25 minutes.
Oh, yeah. It was, you if you seen them on a Sunday, and then seen them that night, they were just thinking they were different kids.
That's what I'm saying. I suppose with you guys, it's just familiar and they sort of relax a bit. Whereas if you bring other people in, they sort of get that bit of focus.
But it's pressure, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is pressure, and you know when you're preparing people for whatever level, if it's for us, we're preparing them for the women's and men's team, or you're in the women's and the men's team and you're preparing for county level, or you're preparing for Welsh level, the more pressure you can put on that person to perform shows how good they can perform under pressure.
Yeah.
So under pressure, do you play better, or do you find your game rises to pressure? Do you struggle with it, or if you do, how do you manage that?
I do feel pressure sometimes. I mean, you'd never know it looking at me, because I'm usually just straight face, no emotion when I'm playing. But I do, feel the pressure. But as I said, I would never show it, and I sort of just talk to myself in my head. You got this. You've done it before. Do it again. You're good enough. And it's just sort of tell myself those things. Calm down. It's not the end of the world if you don't win. Just relax a bit.
Are you starting to believe it now? Are you starting to believe what you tell yourself?
Sometimes.
Do you find yourself kind of slowing down a little bit as well when you start feeling a bit of nerves, a bit of pressure?
Yeah, I do slow down a little bit when I'm a bit nervous.
That's the big thing, in any sport really. You get nerves and stuff. More people tend to speed up, and they'll get quicker. They make a few mistakes. So, in terms of when you feel a bit of pressure, I always tell people, well, slow down, right? Go through the methodical routine that every good player has. They'll go through the routine, they'll slow it down, and that's kind of where you just get through it, really.
Yeah.
Have you got a pre-shot routine?
What do you mean now?
So have you got a certain routine that you'll do the same thing every time before you bowl?
Not really. I mean, I swing my arm a few times. I do
I can guarantee you that if I took a video of you taking 10 shots, they'll probably look identical, because it's just ingrained.
Yeah. So I tend to, I always hold my bowl in my left hand, and then just as I'm about to bowl, I switch it to my right. And
your left leg is always straight in front of you?
My right leg.
You're left-handed, are you?
No, right-handed.
Is it your right leg is straight?
My right
and then
leg.
You step with your right leg as well?
No, with my left leg.
Do you know how... right-handed, left leg?
Yes, no, yeah.
So my right leg is out straight.
Straight, yeah.
And then
you step
forward with my left.
Do we need to teach you how to bowl?
Well, I wouldn't mind lessons off Jazz at all.
No.
And then I can teach you.
You don't need to teach me anything.
Okay. So back to them youngsters, I just something... I've been to a couple of with the academy. We've taken them to the Welsh Academy sessions, and they've been brilliant, to be fair. Certainly indoor, Amy's involved with the indoor with up in Merthyr.
Yeah.
Although she doesn't bowl in Merthyr, does she? Indoor, she bowls.
No.
So I'm wondering, are you gonna follow her down that M4 down to Newport?
Oh, that's a bit too far for me.
With the Packwood sisters.
Well, I wouldn't have.
Be a hell of a fall, Mike.
Well, I wouldn't have combinations down there. They're all solid, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even in, you look at Newport, they good couple of players.
Oh yeah, they got some solid combinations.
Anyway, back to where I was. So yeah, Amy's brilliant with them. Roger Harvey, and I've been trying to get Alison Lawrence on the podcast, because Alison coordinates lots for the under 25s and under 18s as well, and she does lots of work that people don't even see that goes on.
She's usually the only one there for most of the
under to be fair, she's brilliant. So and then with the outdoors, I can't remember the gentleman's name who's in charge of the academy, but again, they've been running academy sessions. I don't know, personally, I don't know whether it'd be easier to sort of split them up into sort of levels a little bit. So where you have the younger ones who are beginners, and then you've got a sort of an intermediate academy, and then you've got a sort of an elite academy. So, because you're trying to work them all at the same time and intermix them, you've got people with different capabilities, and and for me, that doesn't quite work.
No, I mean, it's something they can look at, as long as they got the numbers. I think it would be a good idea to sort of split them up.
It's a double-edged sword, that. I mean, I always say playing with better players makes you better. I mean, you don't have to do the whole session together, but at the end, like you look at someone like, I don't know, Jovan, for example.
Okay.
Like, he plays with someone like Ollie, right? All of a sudden, he's getting advice from someone who's already at a high level, from someone, you know, he can listen to, and that kind of stuff. Like I did with golf, right? I played with better players, and I made me better. I wouldn't say you need to do it the whole time, but I do think you kind of, especially when it comes to the really good players, you're learning a lot just from playing with them. And that's where you probably need that, but at the same time, your drills and your actually what you're running, you probably could do separate.
Yeah, I'd also encourage youngsters to actually watch more bowls.
Yeah.
You know, you can learn a lot by watching good players play against each other.
Well, I highly recommend watching any of the Australian Open or the BVR. That's where you learn everything.
Yeah.
Like that's where you're going to learn what people do and little like nicks and stuff that you can introduce to your own bowls. You know, because like obviously, you know, Jazz said she quite left arm into your right. You keep your arm very straight. You need, you know, that's just a personal thing. That's not something you have to do, but it's what makes you feel comfortable.
That's your pre-shot routine.
Yeah.
You know,
but you look at like
different.
anyone that, you know, you learn from trial and error. Right, so if you're watching someone bowl and you like what you're looking at, and there's something that you don't do or haven't tried yet, you can always take it to practice and try it.
Yes, you can. And then you watch somebody else and they do a little bit different on something else, and you just pick a mixture of different people's styles, and you formulate your own little style. But I'm not sure on that one. I just think sometimes we need to have a little bit of a.
And I think you're right. I think, you know, in terms of your ability wise, it's no good just chucking them all into one group and just down and do the same thing. Because some people are going to be before that, and some people are going to be way past it. So it's
you know, and then if you've got your elite group, and then your intermediate, you've got beginners. For your beginners trying to play with elite bowlers, the elite bowlers are going to get sort of despondent and thinking,
and sometimes those, you know.
Yeah. So it's about moving up a level, and then up a level again, and up a level again, and then but not understanding as well. If you're an elite bowler and you're not performing, then you can also come down a level. You know, because sometimes we think, well, there's nobody else to play, so I'm guaranteed. You know, certainly within the boys' game, I think that has gone. You know, and the ladies at the moment, the 25s, I've seen a improvement over the 4 years I've been involved. Yeah. Certainly for the under 25 ladies and the women, which of course you play for both.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know, I just think playing them all together from all them areas is just too big a gap for me. It's just an observation. It's a discussion.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I think if you're an elite level bowler at a young age and you're getting fed up with playing with a beginner, you've got a wake up call coming. Because I'm telling you now, and I've seen it before with other people, you know, you think you're bigger than someone else, and I'm telling you, some of the best things I ever learned from my career was from people who I thought were worse than me. Telling you, you know, small little details that you're thinking, well, you know, like my head, right? I you know, when I was an angry golfer.
You're an angry bowler.
Now and again, when I'm in the big moments, I can be. But like, you know, people who probably don't even play, or just give you advice about small little things, and it kind of hits you in a way that you're like, actually, you might be right there.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be a bowler to
and that isn't going to be age perspective. You're not going to be a youngster to that. You can be an adult for that. And I take back on what you're saying. You know, I remember when you played first in one of the first championship teams you played with Nicky Jones.
I did play with Nicky.
And you learned a lot from playing with Nicky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just two different. You know, Nicky's obviously was a Welsh international bowler. Then you went.
He just made jokes half the time.
Yeah. But
inappropriate jokes. Yeah,
no,
they were.
Nicky never inappropriate. So
I played with a lot of people that
you've learned from.
You know, I
but if you were,
Jody was like.
But you would have, your ability was good enough to play with them. What I'm saying is, if you were a total beginner, if it was me and you,
it was my first year.
I know, but your ability was quite good. Although you did lose to me outdoors in the club championships
last year, yeah. Just because you had like the game of your life.
Okay, right. Anyway, so that's one thought regarding youngsters and whether we do that with them.
I got a question about, before we move on from the whole kind of masterclass stuff. In terms of the masterclass stuff, do you think people like yourself and other people who are at that higher level, I know it's time out and stuff, but do you think it's worth doing? Like in terms of more often, because you see like Ross did one with a club, I can't even remember where.
I think it was Tredegar
right?
Park, I think.
They invited Ross down to do a class with their first team players.
Yeah.
Right, or their top group. You know, do you think bowls is missing that a little bit in terms just any reason for a master class?
Yeah, I think so. It's always handy to learn off, the best players in Wales. Really, you can always learn something new because somebody's always going to do something different to you, and it's just simple as asking questions like, "Oh, why did you play that shot?" And then just simple things like that. Really. I think I'd be happy, to give up my time, especially for the youngsters, just to give them a hand. Like the ones in Bridgend, they were brilliant. Yeah. We were having a pairs game going on, and the ones that I was with on the rink, they were brilliant. The deliveries were perfect. They were playing all right. So I sort of focused more on shot selection with them then. Like, what would you tell them to do? Asking their opinion, and then I would tell them my opinion, and it's just learning that way. I think it is important.
Especially at that younger age where they, they're at that time where they probably found their delivery, perfecting their own delivery a little bit, and they're getting on with it a bit, tweak here and there. But then obviously understanding the game of bowls, that takes years.
Yeah.
You're looking at certain things and you think, why is that person playing that shot, or why is that person playing that shot? And I played in Llandor in a county match, and I had Adam at lead with me, and I had Joe Price and Mark Arden, and they were playing shots. I'm thinking, me and Adam look at each other like, how do they see that shot? Where's that coming from? You know what I mean? Like they're talking about it like it's just easy for them to see these shots, and I'm like, me and Adam look at each other like, no idea where that shot, and they were they were so close to pull off, and we were unlucky, but they were playing these shots, and you're thinking. And we learned a lot that time, and I'm thinking, and I took that back, and they were a lot of the time using opponents' woods, right? And you see people who are 5-6 years in, and they don't even use opponents' woods. No. They're so scared to hit opponents' woods, so they kind of avoid hands, and you're just like...
You just got to look at every angle of like, it's not just, drawing the perfect bowl. It's like, oh, if I get edge off this one, and then a slide off that one, then I could pull off this shot, You shouldn't be afraid to...
and use woods, and you use things that are already there to your advantage a little bit, because that's what woods are doing. They're making that head bigger. It's a bigger target for you there.
And I always say, call it before you do it by accident.
Make sure you call the shot before you whip in it.
Like your third to call it before the skip plays it.
Call everything just in case.
Well, I remember last year Martin Johnson, one Jake said, he's great. He said it's not a wick, it's an edge. And it's great. A good edge off there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't wick, it's just an edge. Wick, sometimes it's just a strange way. Okay, a couple of things. Remiss of me really. Welsh under 25s just come back from Scotland.
Yes.
Captain?
No, I wasn't captain.
I thought you was captain.
No, Lauren Gowan, I think.
I was. You
think? Lauren's captain.
Reece were captain.
Oh, maybe. Reece. That's what me threw me there. Reece put it on.
Was the men's captain.
Right, yeah. But how did it go? Good.
It was good. Yeah.
We know we finished and what have you, but lots of close results.
Yeah, it doesn't really reflect our performance really. Obviously, with the new format change, it was sort of hard to keep an eye on the other rinks because I was sort of focusing on my own. But across the board, it looked like it was close games. People were playing well, so we were sort of unlucky not to get anything from it. But yeah, and like Fionn Stevens had her first cap, skipping a triple, and she was brilliant, really good.
She's come on a lot too.
Yeah, she played really well. Fair play for her first cap as well.
Skipping? She's it's a strange day because she's quite young to move to skipping.
Yeah, I think she's 16 or 15.
Yeah. 15 I think. I think she's the same age as Adam. Maybe a year older than Adam. One of the two. But obviously, I kept an eye on the scores a lot of the time, and every game you played in, and obviously with research earlier, it was only a couple of shots in it most. Anytime you lost a game, it was 2 or 3 shots in it at most. No, I think there was one game against Scotland or England that, you know, you took, I think, 4 points or so, but it was only like 8 shots in it overall.
Yeah.
You know, and against a team like England and Scotland, especially for the women's side, they're strong teams.
They are, yeah.
You know, and to be able to be that close to taking the points off of, you know, what you would consider the favourites to win.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, one of those two, you know, to do that, it's getting closer.
Yeah.
You know.
As I said, like the finishing position doesn't really reflect our performance as a team. As I said, everyone played really well across the board. You know, we're a young team. You know, a few new caps, and obviously with a new format as well, is still sort of experimenting combinations.
Yeah.
So for the first year, I think it went really well, to be honest, despite where we finished.
There was a few new caps as well, wasn't there? I think.
Yeah.
Was it 2 or 3 new caps?
3, I think. So I think Fionn Stevens, Libby Harris, and Tegan.
Okay.
That's not bad at all.
And a week before that, you were in Llandod?
Yes, for a test match.
For the full ladies, was it a mix or was it a ladies and gents?
Ladies and men's.
Ladies and men's.
And para as well.
Yeah, which I think is brilliant as well.
We missed out now. I told Bridget they should have hosted that.
So, but obviously you selected for that, and
Yeah.
that was it a draw overall? Didn't they add the points all together?
Yes, I think we lost by 1 shot in the end. So we were tied on points in the end, and it all went down to shot difference. And they had 1 more shot than us overall.
Right.
Crazy. Couldn't have gone any closer.
Good. Enjoyed?
Yeah, it was a really good 2 days. You know, playing against great players again is really good practice. Yeah. And I think these test matches are so important. You know, in between internationals and stuff. You know, we don't, as you know, the Welsh team, we don't get a lot of chance to play with each other as a team.
Yeah.
Obviously, because we all play for different clubs. So I think these test matches are important to sort of build as a team as well.
I quite like that idea.
There needs to be more.
Yeah, I quite like the idea of a 1 day test match. You know, you play for the whole day, and then, you know, I know travelling is a lot and everything else, but I think it's just playing against, as you say, playing against their better players is just.
Yeah. I think it's really important to play as a team. As I said, other than the internationals, we don't all play as a team together. We play against each other, you know, in competitions, but we don't get a chance to play with each other apart from practice and the actual internationals.
So how many ladies caps have you had? Full ladies, as in not under 25 ladies caps.
3.
3.
Yeah.
That's including the Scotland one, the series one, just gone.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're outdoors, indoors, or
both, I think. I've had 2 indoors.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, and then 3 outdoors.
Okay, so 5 in total then.
Yeah.
So what, in terms of, again, do you see a lot of people play indoor or outdoor, or especially some people who have favoured one over the other and just come into the other and played the both? For you, obviously, you've played indoor and outdoor for a while now.
Yeah.
What's it like for you to try and keep the same level of play, you know, because it is different, you know, the games are very different. What would you say has been kind of your go-to to try and keep that level for you in both indoor and outdoor?
It's so hard to compare the both. It's completely different games, isn't it? I mean, indoors just all about consistency. You find that weight and line, you sort of play the same shot for 21 ends, really. But I mean, one, you know, small adjustment can make you look silly indoors. So consistency is key, really. Whereas it's not really. It's probably the opposite outdoors. There's so many different variables. You know, with weather, different greens, you could hit a certain bump one end that wasn't there the last end, and it's.
Outdoors, you've got to be a lot quicker to adjust.
Yeah.
Where indoors, you've got to be so much more consistent.
Yeah.
So, how do you kind of spend a week before you kind of get into anything, both indoor and out, just practicing something different, or do you change anything up with your delivery, or is it just kind of you just used to it now and it just kind of comes easy?
Yeah, I'm sort of just used to it now. So my delivery is more or less the same indoor and outdoor. I mean, outdoors I start with my arm a lot higher, just so I can get the pace, and then indoors my arm is a lot lower, so I'm not like bang in the ditch.
I can't wait to it. We were going to go up today, but we didn't end up going up. But obviously, Potolba's just had
Yes, for anybody up there,
yeah.
the Potolba is a hell of a lot better.
Well, I had my first indoor practice Monday night. I went down, so I played in the West End Pro-Am tournament on the Sunday. I think, was it the Monday or the Tuesday? I went for a practice then, and surprisingly, I was all right. I was
None in the
expecting-
ditch?
No, none. I was expecting terrible things. I mean, I thought I was doing really good, and then I looked over and Ross was putting 8 bowls with which for me to share that I looked the other way, and Amy was doing the same. I thought, oh, I'm going home.
You don't want to be stuck in a Ross sandwich.
We talk, no, talking about that, I'm sure Ross is off with Salah somewhere. Are they going to play somewhere? Hong Kong?
Singapore? One of the two.
Is something coming up with them?
Yes, I can't remember what it is. Is it the
Hong Kong?
It might be Singapore.
Malaysia?
Malaysia.
The world's,
I think so.
yeah. So
Malaysia.
every we go in there, because I know Rob Sawyer is going down, there as well. So
Malaysia.
everybody that's going away in the next couple of months representing Wales, we wish you all the best. And I got a shout out as well, because obviously you mentioned earlier on the Champion of Champions have just finished.
Yeah.
And well done to Carl and Beth on getting there and your achievement. It was very close.
And he missed out on going
was
through.
it Canada?
Canada played in
And the Canadian won the bronze.
Yeah.
But the game before that, he was 3-0 up in the tie breaks and dropped a 4 in the last end to go into the playoff to get into the final stages.
Yeah.
It was close. It looked tough for him. Obviously for him, it was his first experience doing that.
Yeah.
So fair play.
Yeah. So I want to give a bit of a shout out to them. So, and then back to you. Plans for the future. What have you got plans, Butte?
Oh, I don't know.
Come on.
Sort of take each day as it comes, to be honest. But the next couple of years, I'm hoping to get to a level where I get selected to go to these events. The World Cup, Hong Kong pairs, all this. So those are my goals at the moment. So that's what I'm aiming for.
I'm sure they'll happen.
I got plenty of time yet.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to get into the Commonwealth Games next year, so.
I think you've just missed the window.
Probably. Maybe in the next 30 years. Put it down to 2058.
Yeah.
Try and get in by then.
I'm working for it as well, but I think mine would have been about 40 years ago. So, we do wish you all the best. We do wish you all the best. I think we've come to a natural finish there.
Yeah.
Jazz, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thanks you so much for your support in coming up agenda and helping out with the youngsters.
Yeah.
It's really gratefully appreciated.
He will.
I'm glad you'll be a witness now. She said anytime. Okay.
We'll clip it and save it for future times. Anytime she doesn't know, just send her. We did say anytime.
Oh.
There's that one again.
No, you've got the magic touch now. I will say, so please, if you are watching, listening, please keep subscribing on YouTube, following us on Facebook. And I will give a big shout out to another podcast, another Bowls podcast. So, Wrong Bias Bowls podcast. Thank you very much, Richie. Give me a ring in a week. Talked about things and how we might be able to develop and exchanging some ideas.
New hosts. Change the hosts. For someone who knows what's going on.
Both of them or just the one?
Both.
But
we'll have Jazz and Amy take over the podcast as well.
I want to shout out to the Wrong Bias podcast. Doing a good job up there, guys. Keep going, and thanks for all the support in the week. So that's it from me.
That's it from us then.
And that's it from us.
That's it from me.
Thank you.